What's up, everybody? This is Ed. We're back with another video. It's been a minute since I've done one, or a few days actually. Shout out to all the content creators out there. Um, and definitely much respect to BGS. Like, I'm not about to do a video talking about that because there's really nothing to talk about. But it is what it is, and I definitely understand. And I'm gonna leave that at that. As far as the video though, this video was inspired by a video Jada Black did, so I'm gonna go ahead and put his stuff in the community tab. Yeah, what's up, Captain Cisco? What's up, Dollar Washington Pharaoh? And pretty much, definitely check out that video when you get the chance to do it. Because Jay is always covering, a lot of, he's kind of like a guilty pleasure because he covers this shit in a very fast, concise way. Not take up a lot of time. So here's the deal. Listen to that video, and it's not even listening to that video, it's just understanding, Future. Future is living proof. Like, here's the thing why I say Me Too is bullshit. Me Too really is not about helping women. It's not about helping women. It reminds me a lot of the episode from the Boondocks where they were talking about, they were making fun at all these, groups, let's call them social justice media groups, and how they finesse people out of money. How it's really about taxing people to be a public relations service. So a lot of people don't know, and it seems like I'm jumping around, but I'm coming to a point here. Nike was originally called the Blue Flame Company, or the Blue Ribbon Company, and Nike is actually not a shoe company. Nike is not a shoe company. Nike is not a shoe company, and never has been. Nike is a marketing firm, and they develop assets. They develop assets as a mechanism, such as Nike shoes and their brand, as a mechanism to license their brand and sell products. Nike does not own any of the factories that they use. So really, when you're buying a Nike shoe, you're not even buying proprietary technology. This is something Stephon Marbury talked about. You're really just buying the brand. And the way Nike makes their shoes, there's not a lot. I mean, Nike shoes are not bad, but there's not a lot of technology behind the shoes. They're not the most technologically advanced shoe you can get. They're not. And really, Stephon Marbury says, because I don't know 100%, but I have no reason to think he's lying. He says that his shoes are actually made in the same factories as Nike, which I could definitely believe they are. And pretty much, they're made for pretty much the same price. So what it is Nike just marks up their price. So what does that have to do with my topic? What that has to do with my topic is Me Too is not a advocacy group for women. That's just the hustle that they're doing. Me Too is really no different than the National Action Network, than NAACP, and they may think they're doing good work, and they may be doing some work, but at the end of the day, they're just taxing people and finessing people, and really Me Too is just finessing corporations. It's a hashtag by which people can they can control. You have all these women that are upset, or they're not even upset. It's manufactured outrage. And it's a mechanism for people to kind of create a problem in order to create a solution. That was the issue in the second Mission Impossible, where they created, with Chimera, they created the cure, but they needed a disease for the cure in order to amplify the value of the cure. And in this aspect, it's toxic masculinity. By the way, Harvey Weinstein has basically, as much money as he just has to pay $25 million. I get he lost his company and all that, but Harvey Weinstein has not lost anything he can't actually rebuild. He really can't. All the networks and assets, he can still reactivate them, because even though his name is hot in these streets right now, he's cooling it down. And he just had to drop $25 million to X amount of accusers. At the end of the day, he just has to write a check. All this bullshit about toxic masculinity, that, by the way, black men are basically bearing the brunt of it as usual. And at the end of the day, people are cutting checks. Now, R. Kelly has to go to jail, but Harvey Weinstein, who started it, just has to cut the check. And this just shows you how our system works. like in real time, and how bullshit it really is. And you can't say it's because they don't have lawyers or they don't have representation. Bill Cosby's in jail, and Harvey Weinstein just had to cut the check. Well, Bill Cosby has that same amount of money. It's you see what I'm saying? And he doesn't have to admit fault. That tells you everything you fucking need to know about America justice system, where everybody want to act like racism. Because I would argue Bill has more money than Harvey Weinstein. But because Harvey Weinstein is Jewish, and I'm going to say that just like how that is, you know, he's ultra connected, so he's ultra protected. My point to that is that these women are still fucking the same dudes that they were fucking before. Women are doing more fucking of the same toxic masculine dudes they want to claim they are. Throughout this whole Me Too shit, you ain't never heard not a single female address the idea of women are not sexually attracted to nice guys. Yet they want to talk about the same bitches that will talk about toxic masculinity are the same bitches that'll talk about they don't want to deal with a nice guy because he's boring. That's their perception. And isn't normal boring to a certain extent? So is it really you don't like to be bored, or is it really you're just allergic to normal? People never ask that question. And Future is the personification of that. Future is the literally, if there was a Olympic pantheon of gods, he would be the god of fuck boys, of fuck niggas. And I don't have an issue with Future. Future is open about who he is and what he is and how he gets down. And no problem about that. I really don't. I'm not saying that like just to say that. I really mean it, because at the end of the day, if you choose to fuck with Future, you know what you fucking with. You know who you fucking with, you know what you fucking with. I believe in disclosure. So if you're gonna do fucked up, if you're gonna do bullshit or whatever shit, here's the thing, it doesn't matter if I think it's fucked up or not. What I'm saying is, if you're disclosing who you are, and it's like what you do is so obvious, it's disclosed, then people shouldn't really have a problem with it, because you know what you're getting into. Deception is where the issue is, and Future is not deceptive at all. Actually, Future can make an argument. The alpha male strategies maybe not be telling the truth when it comes to lying the women, because Future is very honest about his get down, or his lies are so transparent lies that, come on, man. And you know, at the end of the day, it is what it is. This isn't about Future though in that way. What this is about is showing that women will fuck with the same people, from Lori Harvey all the way to whatever thought, but then they want to later on talk about these fucking stories about how they were raped, they were molested out. Make no mistake, rape happens, molestation happens. Nobody's saying it doesn't happen, but a lot of these females are basically using that they were afraid, which is a lie. That is a lie, especially when you're dealing with a black man. That is a lie. And Future is not as famous or as powerful as Cosby, and in social media, all this shit is open, right? Yet later on, they'll cry and talk about a surviving Future story. They'll talk about how Future's a deadbeat. He don't want to see his kids. It doesn't matter, because you knew all of that going in. And if you didn't, you're so fucking stupid that you can't even be registered as an adult. You need to be in a mental institution, because you're not even functioning. I can't even see you as actually a functional person if you're that fucking stupid. You don't get to say, I'm a woman, especially when you come from the group of strong and independent women. You don't get to say, I'm a woman, so I can be dumb when the fuck I want to be. Because if you're that, I'm going to say it like this. If you're that dumb, that you can't look at a dude that has like, what, six baby mamas and say, I want to be 7 or 8. You don't need to be having kids. You're not intelligent enough, in my opinion, to even have children, and your children should be taken away because they're in mortal danger. When you start dressing kids up like the dudes you want to fuck, which is what Jada Black mentioned in one of them baby mamas, you don't need to be a mother. You're so fucking stupid. You're not fit to be a mom, and your children need to be given to either the grandparents or they need to be taken away from you. That's another video I need to do too. I need Ramil for some shit like that. I need Ramil for Fantastic for heat like that. A lot of these women are not fit to be mothers. I would argue at least 65% of women today, black or otherwise, are not fit to be moms. They're not fit. Because you have that, they're just not. But my point is, you're not that dumb, and we're not going to play like you're that dumb. The same women that will talk about Me Too, or they'll buy into Me Too, or they'll use Me Too to try to tax a dude, are the same women that are knowingly fucked with fuckboys. Because they are driven like an animal by what their sexual attraction is. Everybody, we are all sexual beings. We're not talking about like, but what I'm talking about is there's ratios to everything. Like your subconscious has pretty much a 85, 15, 10, 15%, 85 in favor of your subconscious control of what you do. When you look at somebody and you're choosing, and you see somebody has baby mom, here's the funny thing about it. Nobody, notice how I didn't say fuck Future. I didn't talk about fucking Future. I'm a modern guy. I'm a rational guy. I understand women go fuck who they want to fuck, but we're not talking about fucking. Quite frankly, black men have we have ceded the body count argument. That's an argument we just can't even have. Because if we have that argument, then you're pretty much removing just off grip 80% of black women. If we're gonna talk about black women, like really, 90% are gone. If you have the body count argument just like that, and not just black women, American women. It's gone. So you can't even have that argument. Just like how people want to put out there that men are just going, at the end of the day, have to deal with single mothers. I don't think men are going to do that, because men are just not going to deal with a walking reminder of that. But what I will say is the body count argument has already been ceded, because quite frankly, but then again, this is why dudes ain't marrying like that no more. But we're talking about kids. The manosphere, in any of its iterations, the body count argument was an argument in the earlier stages of the manosphere. But to be honest with you, the body count argument has never been a big argument. It's never been a big argument. It's always been the kids. It's always been the fucking kid. That's what it's always been. And women, quite frankly, have never even acknowledged that. They've always tried to act like that's just a line they're not moving on. And this is why they're left being single mothers. Ain't nobody fucking with them like that. That's one of the main reasons why the stepdaddy market died out. And there's not going to be a resurgence in stepfathers unless you're dealing with dudes that are able to jump like 2 or 3 in the looks category. Because that's really one of the main low-key reasons why dudes even did it, was because allowed them to get a woman that was a little bit more attractive than they otherwise might have been able to get, even though they may be a middle-of-the-road producer. But at the end of the day, another thing that this proves too is this is points for the polygamy argument, that a lot of women, and I'm gonna give Irene Yvette this credit, because this is something she said, and even though, I mean, obviously I know it, but she said it. She said women got to stop playing like, she said this a while ago when she first came on the scene. Women gotta stop. She said it just like this. She said it more under her nose, but she still clearly said it. She said women gotta stop acting like they want a monogamous relationship, but they knowingly accept non-monogamous relationships. You can't give away your vagina in a non-monogamous way and then say you want that dude to be a monogamous. Because that's fucking stupid. Because if that dude can get you, then he can get somebody as good looking or better. That's why you fucked them. And at the end of the day, you're kind of knowingly going into like polygamous relationships. Basically what her point was is you can't go and say you want monogamy when your whole record shows that you're willing to play a polygamous game. Basically what she was trying to say is you can't be a hoe talk about you want to be a monogamous. But she said it in a nice way. And I'm going to keep it real. That would be an excellent rumble. That would be an excellent rumble for O'Shea to have with her. Because it takes the race card out of it and allows her to actually talk about something where people can't say, well, you fucked the white dude, so you're invalid. But still allow her, I guess, to communicate some of the ideals that she wants to communicate, because I do think she has credibility on that, to to be honest. And there is a lot of women that, like I said, they think, they talk about these monogamies, but really, they don't really want monogamy. What they want is they want a perfect nigga, and they want a nigga to not fuck bitches for them. And I'm sorry, your pussy ain't good enough for that shit. But most women ain't pussy good enough to tell dudes to throw away their other female assets. They just don't. Because your pussy ain't that much, your sex skills ain't that much better than the next bitch, especially if you fucking a lot of hoes. I mean, let's keep it real. But see, this the shit that women don't. I can tell they don't conversations because they're so baked in the cake to what they already want to think. Because women that don't have these problems already know this. They already know, look, I want some excitement, but that's got to be balanced out with like, I want a kite that's going to fly high, but I don't want a kite. I don't want a string that's so thin that shit snaps in any kind of wind. Because at the end of the day, I'm left with the fucking bullshit. Most common sense women understand that. I ain't say most women have common sense. I said most common sense women understand that. But you got women that they like any kind of, like, if you're 10% bored, if they're not 10% in a hyper state, like in a hyper drama state, kind of like how white folks like adrenaline. They don't know what to do with that, and then they want to hop to the next person because they just can't stand to sit down. These are also a lot of people who don't like to be alone. But anyway, my main point is Future. I'm glad people like Future exist, because Future is a shining example of how full of shit a lot of these women are. You don't pay attention to what they say, you pay attention to what they do. And truth be told, whether you're fucking them or you're even in his social media orbit, these women can't get enough of guys like that. And this has nothing to do with gang. This has nothing to do with, well, man, you ain't do no. This has nothing to do with that. Because honestly, Future does not have gang. That's why he's always getting he's always picking off of sloppy bitches like that. What Future has is something that nobody never talks about. None of these niggas that like to talk about game ever talk about this. Glennon's probably the only one that does. And it's about knowing how to pick your targets, knowing how to pick your niche, knowing what your niche is and working it. Future is like a lot of these dudes that people want to say they get a lot of women because they got game. No, it's not. Future knows the psychological profile of the type of females that will fuck with him. And that's what he aims for. He knows his target market. And he knows how to detect that in women. And it's that, plus it's also Future is super pre-qualified because all these other bitches are fucking him. So it's like a reverse Kardashian thing, where you start attributing value, but women are much more vulnerable to that than men are. And that's what it is. But the problem is you got goofy bitches for some reason that actually believe that you having a baby by him means something, or they mean that they could bring the law one to him. And I think Future is smart, because I think in truth, I think what Future has done is something nobody's paid attention to. I think Future probably got his first 2 or 3 baby mamas straight, and then he'll probably use them to deal with the rest. Because at the end of the day, if they come for his money, that's money. They're in the first, second, and third slot. So that's money they're going to lose. So they're going to be incentivized to basically protect what they would perceive as theirs. And so a lot of these like Sierra's good. So he don't got to worry about her because of Russell. So really, it's really 2 of the 3 before her. And then the rest of the bitch, all the bitches after Sierra, he don't got to worry about. Because at the end of the day, those women are going to be a character witness, because they're not because of him, but because they're going to need to protect their own money. And see, when you get this many baby mamas, this is where these dumb bitches don't understand that. Because at the end of the day, you're not going to have as strong of a case. Because when you're like 6, 7, 8, bitch, this is where it becomes, you have the right to abort, bitch. Why didn't you? So we're going to take money from the first, second, third slot. The 4th one is already paid because you just wanted a baby? Because you can't say you didn't know. You can't say nothing. You weren't married. You have the right to choose. Now, normally they don't bring shit up like that. But if you got a good enough lawyer, and if you got women that are willing to defend you, which he would, because they have women that's defending them. They're defending their own shit. Did you never hear nothing about the women before Future had dealt with Sierra? You never hear about, because they're good. I'm telling you, they're probably good. That's what these dumb hoes don't understand. So now you're just a bitch that fuck Future. You're a groupie bitch. That don't mean nothing. I've seen women, they try to sell stuff on a business level. After they try to thought it up. I always tell people, because somebody once asked me, Edward, is it smart to buy ads from a thought bitch? I'm saying it depends on what you're selling. But if you're trying to sell like business opportunities, hell to the motherfucking no. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because those niggas don't usually give a fuck about, because they're not gonna take a business opportunity seriously from a thought bitch. I've seen these women put that shit up and nobody cares, because that's not what they're there for. Now maybe if you're dealing with a female that actually knows how to talk, yeah, but that's not what these women do. These women don't have personalities. They objectify themselves. And so therefore, that's what they're seen as. Men don't objectify them. Women volunteer for that shit. I'm about to get gas, so I'm gonna let y'all, build some stuff up in the chat. Yo, what's up, Goku? And I'm not trying to be mean, but people know who the fuck I'm talking about. Like, this isn't rocket science. What I'm saying is not like abnormal. But what happens is we've gotten to a situation where the females are so fucking childlike. And there was somebody in the comment section when they were talking about somebody was mentally ill, and somebody else, they're mentally ill, or there's low self-esteem. No. It ain't low self-esteem. It ain't mentally ill. It's immaturity and unaccountability. Do not blame it on mental illness. Mental illness is just another way to scapegoat a bitch. That's the only thing mental illness is. My mother used to do this with my younger brother to say he was not mentally ill. My brother ain't autistic. He's very smart when he wants to do something. He's very smart when he wants to do something. Anyway, I'll be back. I mean, as far as Oprah, like, you see what Oprah's doing, Russell Simmons. At the end of the day, man, it's everybody knows what Oprah's about. Everybody knows what Oprah's about. Everybody, like, but like I said, Oprah, like, and shout out to 50. This is why I'll never throw 50 Cent completely under the bus. Because you need assholes like that sometimes. 50 don't give care. You need people that don't care. Because 50 is saying what everybody thinks, man. You know, Oprah do only do that shit with black men. And you can clearly see it. You see what she did with Harvey and all them other people. She works for them white folks. That's who she is. Like Oprah, let's keep it real. Oprah's money ain't no different than a lot of them Chinese billionaires. If China wanted to, or a lot of them Russian billionaires, if they wanted for you to stop existing, they would just make you not exist. And that's the same thing. Like Oprah already, like Michelle Obama could easily replace Oprah right now. And just like how you see Tom Joyner has been there too long and he's gone, it's the same thing with Oprah. Oprah's been around too long, and quite frankly, a lot of Oprah shit is subsidized. Nobody watches OWN like that. Nobody watches her shit like that. And the fact she has a channel tells you that, because Byron Allen has to fight tooth and nail, take it to the Supreme Court, you know, to get a fucking channel. Yet Oprah's got OWN. No, she's obviously in the in club. It's obvious, and it's not something that she's always been. And this is not no boule shit. This is just she is what the status quo is. It's not real competition. But going back to the future and future shit, yeah, man, it's very, you know, these women, they're not consistent. And it's not me trying to blanket everybody. You can see what the majority vote is. And these women want guys like that. This is not me being mad. This is just an observation of what it is. So what it is they want to be able to say, and this is just shows you what they think men are for. This just shows you how utility they view men. They actually believe that they can hold it out, be a baby mama and shit like that. Because O'Shea just did a video talking about when you like Pookies and Ray Rays, you know, or dusty dudes, like he loses respect for you as a woman. And women will try to say that's insecurity. That's not insecurity. If you're not a loyal bitch, you're not a loyal bitch. That's nothing to do with my insecurity, because that's nothing to do with, it's not my job to make you loyal. That's either who you are or who you are not. That's not my job. No more than it's your job to make a man monogamous. It's your job to choose people who that is. And that's very childlike when people say somebody's going to do something for them. And dudes do it all the time. We call that simping. And what happens when niggas simp? Niggas look goofy just like these goofy bitches. And the manosphere doesn't undercut that. The manosphere, we go at that just as hard as we go with regular dudes. But see, the problem is people want to sit there and misuse that, call that game, call that whatever fuck they want to call that in order to muddy it up and make shit vague and not clear. They don't want things to be clear. Because when things are clear, now you got to be accountable to it, because you can't dodge it. It's like a homing missile. You can't run away from it. So they do everything they can to try to make shit mean everything. This is why as a people we can't move forward. But yeah, I just wanted to put that out there, man, you know, because real talk, you see all this sloppy shit all the goddamn time, and then these are the same dudes and females that will bitch and cry about shit when the shit hits the fan, and then wonder why nobody gives no kind of fucks about it. No, just to be fair, I'm glad Vic is getting his, captain's chair. But let's keep it real. That works politically. That works for the NFL. Because it makes it like, see, we stood up for a Negro after they declawed Vic. Like, let's keep that all the way real. And Lamar Jackson will be wise to learn of the story of Michael Vick, because they do not want Lamar Jackson to be the face of the NFL. They do not want that. But it's really nothing they can do. People remember, Lamar Jackson was not drafted. He was drafted like damn near last. So do not think like, and the reason why I brought up Vic is because you look at all that shit Vic did, and he still does to try to cater these white folks. And O'Shea said he's absolutely right. You get on these white folks' radar, you a nigga for life. But Kanye is the only Negro I've ever seen that really get 9 lives on that shit. Other than that, you a nigga for life. And the reality is, Big, no matter what Big did, shave his head, do all of that shit, they still on his ass. They are never not gonna be on his ass. And what really people should be doing, and this ain't for Vic, this is just for the next dude, is say, look, motherfucker, you're not gonna use Vic to practice your anti-black male racism. This is where you start throwing a race card at these motherfuckers. And the way you do it is you say, okay, this person did this, you ain't got nothing to say. You motherfuckers shoot animals more than anybody, but you talk about dog fighting. If you don't shut the fuck up and sit your stupid ass down, you better. You liberal pieces of shit. You motherfuckers like having kids have a sex change. If you don't sit and you worry about a nigga dog fighting, shut your stupid ass up. And you can say that if you don't need no money from their ass. Now, if you work for them or if you need money from them, then yeah, you gonna be scared of saying that because they got your economic nuts. But if you ain't worried about getting paid because you got your own shit going, then you can tell them, shut the fuck up and sit your stupid ass down with that bullshit. Look, I don't believe, I ain't fighting dogs, but it ain't that big of a deal. How could you say that about a dog? Shut the fuck up. If you bought a fucking Pokemon game, shut the fuck up. Just say you wanna, just say he's a nigger, and that gives you an excuse to get mad at him. Oh, I can't believe it. Shut up. You don't like dog fighting. I don't like people promoting motherfuckers, black men wearing dresses. I don't like gay shit. You got a right not to like what you like, and I ain't got to not like to what I like. But no, it's a name. I'm a homophobe because there's something wrong with me. See, that's that bullshit. Michael Vick is married to a black woman, been consistent with that black woman. I mean, they ended not only him, they ended his younger brother. That shit has to not go unanswered. You gotta start calling people out for that. I get the police brutality shit, and that needs to be talked about as well. But that's some other shit that should have got handled too. Here's the funny thing. What, Bill Cosby didn't say shit about the Vick situation, and then look at what happened to Cosby. Black men being quiet and not standing up in one united voice, saying you motherfuckers are not gonna do this shit and then not act like we not gonna call it racism. We gotta stop doing that because it will be your ass. Nobody would have thought people would have came for Bill Cosby like that. Nobody. And I'm gonna tell you just like this. It's just like in my building, in my job. You know, I've seen general managers get fired. The only thing it takes is somebody hired. That's it. They walk them out the same. It just took a little bit more time to get at Cosby because you had to use propaganda to wither his name down. Really? But people don't think about that because people got so much ADHD. And then coming back to the Me Too shit, you got motherfuckers talking about me too. Look at what happens. Look, these are motherfuckers bitching. They don't give a fuck. Most black women don't give a fuck about other black women. Most white women don't give a fuck about other white women, let alone other races of women. Women are very selfish. So when they bring up shit like, oh, this happens to all of us, they don't give a fuck. They're just doing that to try to tax and try to get the ability to shut you down from having a critical thought and for you to go to instinct. They be the main bitches doing that. They don't talk about how all these other women are setting these other women up. They don't talk about a lot of shit that goes down. Because that shit is never as black and white as they try to make it. They know who these fuck dudes are. A lot of these dudes are still in Hollywood. Ain't nobody really carving everything out. All you saw was a little shakeup. That's it. And really, a lot of these women at the end of the day are working for white women. Because white women are the only ones that really benefit. But they still do it because they're fucking stupid. I was talking to a dude the other day, a financial consultant that deals with some of the stuff I'm trying to do. And this dude, he's an older black man, good dude, like really good dude. Like I always told y'all, I don't have an issue with older black men like a lot of y'all be acting like. But and when a dude is full of shit and you people know who they are, I call those people out too. I don't give a damn about what age they are. But he said something. He didn't agree with me when I said Trump is probably gonna win. And I told him, I said, I don't really want Trump to win, but at the same time, if there's not gonna be a better candidate, I don't care. But I'm just telling you what it's probably gonna be. And he was like, well, because I presented, Bloomberg, and he said the same thing BGS said, stop and frisk. Well, I said, well, Biden created the crime bill. So I mean, like, and Bloomberg is a donor. Bloomberg doesn't give a fuck about the party like that. He got his shit. He can muscle his shit through if he absolutely has to. So and plus, Bloomberg is Jewish, so they can't hold him. They can't hold shit against him like other people can be held against them like that. He's the last dude they can pull that on. So you better believe that if any of them try to pull that crime, that stop and frisk shit at him, he's going to throw any dirt at them that they got. He's going to throw that crime bill, and he's already spent $100 million. Bloomberg is worth $54 billion. $100 million ain't nothing. That's a tax write-off. Like real fucking talk. So Bloomberg can really end career. So I'm not caping for Bloomberg. I'm just saying, as far as who, like, people are not gonna say, oh, well, he's dead on arrival. No, Bloomberg pretty much, he got a better case to make than a lot of these others. And you don't really see Bloomberg trying to act like stop and frisk didn't happen, or try to act like motherfuckers are stupid. And again, I'm not caping for Bloomberg. I'm just saying what the X's and O's are. It's a bad field. The problem with Bloomberg too is Bloomberg is like 78 years old. He's old as shit. But my point is, these motherfuckers are full of shit. When they come up with these issues and these reasons, they don't give a fuck about that. That's just some shit they say to try to elicit a guilt trip. So anyway, let's see what y'all putting in the comments section. I don't really know what Oprah said. Or anything Oprah says is full of shit. Just like people talk about Robin Williams' breast cancer is back. I don't give a fuck. Robin Williams is very anti-black male. Fuck her. And I said it. Give a fuck about her. She don't give a fuck about black people, and she damn sure can't stand black men. So what the fuck I give a fuck about her for? None of them give a fuck about Bill Cosby damn near blind and in jail, and how Robin Williams helped to make that happen. Fuck that bitch. They don't give a fuck. They put an old blind man in jail and it is in his 80s. Don't give a fuck about that. So why should I give a fuck about them? Yeah, you're right. Goku put that. Yeah, you're right. Women are sharing men, and women know they're sharing men. Women know they share. You got a lot of women that fucking I don't believe in bisexual men, but that's what they call it, and they're fucking them. Don't let them lie to you. Glendon said this. He was very right. Glendon said, "Do not believe women have the options they try to act like they have. Just because dusty niggas are giving them attention does not mean that men of any kind of serious value are actually really dealing with them. Don't believe that." Shout out to my new subscribers. We just passed 2,600. I need to get serious about really putting some SEO behind this, because really a lot of that would have been a lot faster if I would have not made the title so fucking stupid. But I just want to turn this bitch on and talk. What I really need to do is put y'all on more on Instagram, and we just do Instagram lives and shit. But I ain't trying to tell you, YouTube is YouTube. Shout out to Ty City. I know you subscribe to me on Instagram. I want to give him credit because he was a good sport about, the conversation we had. The conversations, we were having, because a lot of people take that. Yeah, and I'm not even talking about lions. Like, they're hunting, like, giraffes. Deer. But no, you can't fucking fight dogs. Why? That's a cultural thing. That's like you saying marijuana is illegal, but putting it with crack. That's a cultural thing. That has nothing to do with like morality. Really, you're gonna dictate morality when the whole majority of the hunting industry is white male? You don't shut the fuck up talking to me. I don't want to hear that shit. Animal cruelty. But hunting animals is not cruel. If you don't shut the fuck up. They do act like big kids. It's called emotional maturity. A lot of women don't mature past high school. They're locked into like high school because everything they act like in a high school state. You got females 45 years old, 48 years old, soon to be 50 years old, acting like they from high school. A millennial high school at that. She should have called out Oprah. But then again, Russell Simmons plays the game too. He's in that Oprah clique. And they never think it's good. They're going to come for them. It doesn't matter how much yoga you do, Russell. You should have never sold Fat Farm. It doesn't matter. Oprah doesn't care. You're a black man. She doesn't care. Well, my point is basically, G1 Me Too is full of shit. Future's a proof example of it. Yeah, I said I wasn't really going to give any thoughts about BGS leaving YouTube. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, he's been saying he was going to edge out for a while, and you know, that's his choice. And I respect the time he's here. Maybe he'll come back. Maybe he'll build another channel. Hell, if I was him, just do a Patreon. It doesn't matter. Do a Patreon, charge folks. You know, because BGS does deserve to get money for putting his videos up. I would patronize his shit. Don't make it too high though. But I'll patronize it. You know, keep it small. Because people people like to hear the content, but they don't respect it. Keep it small and then just pop up on other people's stuff. But BGS probably wants to take a break anyway. As far as people that think it's funny to dox people because you mad, I mean, this is what I'll say about it. Even taking BGS off the table and making this about like Manosphere, you know, a lot of dudes show the bitch in them. I've had issues with content creators, and at the end of the day, I know how to just take a step back and walk away from that shit. And Avengers Endgame bullshit. It is what it is, you know. And a lot of dudes, they get in this mentality where it's the same thing you do with women. You put in your mind, you put these women on a pedestal. These content creators ain't shit. All the content, like they really not. Like this, they real people. Just because they have like X amount of followings, that don't mean shit. Because YouTube can just take that shit away, and you see it with Instagram and all other shit. So people put, and what it is you got a small segment, but you got a segment of really like just fucked up people. They need medication or they need to fucking see somebody. Because it takes work to really, it takes work to try to dock somebody unless you really know how to do it. Because motherfuckers ain't just leaving everything out there like that. And at the end of the day, it just shows you how emotionally immature a lot of black people actually are. I don't understand why you listen to people you don't like. I don't get that. But a lot of black women do that. You have a lot of black women that's here in our spaces, and they'll come in our spaces. I ain't even talking about in the comment section. I'm talking about in the chat. Talking about I deal with white men. Well, bitch, you're here though. Why are you here? Why are you here? Like, why are you around a panel of nothing but black men, but you only fuck white men? What it means is what it really is you know you're not accepted over there like that. You know where your lane or your role is over there, which is to be a cum toilet. They may dress it up a little bit on some fucking Pocahontas shit, but if shit go down, that's what it is. This is why a lot of black women will let white dudes call them the N-word maliciously, and they try to laugh it off. They know what their role is over there, so they try to split the difference. They try to say they're being shamed. No, you're not being shamed. You declare. It's not even about who you're fucking, because it comes out. Like I was on Jada Black's chat, and this woman called. She just could not stop over talking Jada Black. Now that never happens, even with women. But that's what but she couldn't do it because her disdain for black. That's not some shit. I know black women will project that shit on under us, but a lot of black men are just fucking white women for sexual access. It has nothing to do with, oh well, we just worship black. No, that's you projecting how you all are with white men onto black men. But that's not really what black men are doing. It's the same thing where if a man cheats on you, a man can cheat on you and still love you because it has to do with sexual access. Versus women are not meant to have multiple partners like that. An emotional betrayal is much deeper because you will really, because that's really you signing off. That's not the same thing. Like, you could cheat on a bitch and still choose the woman that you're married to over the bitch you're fucking. Women can't do that because them giving up pussy is synonymous with something deeper. That's how women are wired. Men are not necessarily wired that way. This is why when you look at dudes like J.R. Smith and a lot of other dudes that go back with their wives, and these women don't understand that, this is why. Because they're not wired the same. But again, you're dealing with emotionally mature, childlike females. Now, what does that have to do with the doc situation? You got dudes that are operating like that too. Dudes, they get so in their, like, the reason why people get in their feelings about BTS is because they can't prove him wrong. You see, I have no problem saying, okay, you know what? We gonna see how it ends. We put up as much evidence as we're gonna put up as far as my point and as far as your point. And then I'm gonna have a we'll see. That's why when you hear me interact with BTS, a lot of it will be we'll see. I'm not about to argue endlessly about something. This is my point. This is why I think what I think. I hear what your side is, but at the end of the day, it's not overriding what the fuck I'm saying, necessarily. So we will see. But when I say I hear his side, I mean, when I say I hear it, I don't mean I'm dismissing it. I mean, I hear your side enough to where, okay, this is something I need to create a contingency for in case you're right. Because the probability you being right is not low. It's high enough to have a contingency plan. But that's not really what I think is going to go down. Dudes can't do that. What dudes do is they get angry and they get upset because they can't prove him wrong. Number one, they're too lazy to. And really what it is a lot of times it's that he's what they call it, exacerbating. He's aggravating their emotional disposition based on their worldview. BTS is poking holes in their worldview. So what they do is they double, triple, quadruple down. This is why, like, even shout out to Ramil. But Ramil says racism doesn't exist. That's stupid. I'm not even going to entertain that argument. Because if you don't understand that, that's code for you need these white boys to bite you in the ass. And I hope that never happens. But you need these white boys to bite you in the fucking ass for you to realize that this shit is real. And some black people need that. Stephen Clark was like that. It didn't happen until the bullet penetrated. He didn't realize these cops on some bullshit until the police penetrated, the bullet penetrated his back brain in the backyard. And in that moment, he realized these cops are fucked up. Now, to be fair with Ramil just did a video talking about Dame Dash, talking about how the media is full of shit. The media is full of shit, but it's not racist. And I'm not saying, but see, I know what Ramil is saying when he says that. What he's saying is he doesn't want to hear anybody use racism as an excuse for your individual ability to attain prosperity. And I hear that, and I agree with that. But see, I can split what he's saying behind what he's saying and say we're good. Because essentially we're saying the same thing. Ramil believes that you need to get your business together and you need to know how to hustle in the street outside of having a 9-to-5. That's required. Doesn't matter why he thinks that. He thinks that. I think that. We may have different reasons, and I think I'm more right as to why we got there, but it doesn't matter. We're saying the same things. That's different from a lot of these other dudes that they can't even put shit together. Because Ramil does the same thing. He aggravates people. And it's not because what he's saying is wrong. Like, because I can disagree with him on that racial thing and not get easy about it because I know what he's saying behind it. It's just that's how he communicates. And do I think there's a better way to communicate that? Sure. But I'm not about to tell nobody how to say nothing. It's on you. You also have to listen to double as much as you hear. Or, listen double as much as you talk. And people don't do that. It's a communication thing. And the same niggas that want to get hotep be the same niggas that are more than fine. They are protecting the black gynocracy. They don't give a fuck about the black community. They give a fuck about what these bitches think. And when they worship these bitches, they're really worshiping their dick. They're not really worshiping these women. They're worshiping their sexual attraction to them. This is why a lot of your pro-black hoteps will always say, well, I'm attracted to black women. I don't know why other black men are attracted to white women, because that's really why they don't give a fuck about black women outside them being attracted to them. And that ain't no different than somebody that's gay talking about, well, I'm dealing with anybody that's gay because I'm gay. That's stupid. That's dumb. That's dumb. Because what that means, because people are not loyal to you. Gay white men are white first, gay second. Don't forget that. White women are white first, women second. I mean, I don't agree with that. I mean, a lot of these people wouldn't be doxing people if they know somebody could reach into this internet and reach physically at their throat. They won't be willing to do that. They'll think twice about that bullshit. They think they can do that because they think it's a harmless crime. They think it's a crime when nobody can actually go and get them. But when you start to realize that you live around some of these motherfuckers, like some of these content creators live around you and shit, you think twice about that shit. I can believe that. I don't even fuck with Discord like that, to be honest with you. And that's another thing. People do get too comfortable. Like, really, a lot of the stuff, you always gotta be careful, because you never could do, will go bad. But it is what it is. I mean, it is what it is. Negroes want to feel important. That's really what it is. That's really all that it is. Mofos want to feel important. And I gotta reorganize my social media. Like, you never know. All of a sudden, this channel might all of a sudden disappear. Because I may reorganize all this shit and just create do something that's a little bit more around what I was doing before, like, just merging it with what I already do. So don't be too surprised if that happens, because I always said what this channel is supposed to be. I'm in the shop place. Get me a bowl of salad and shit. I need to try to eat right. At least try. Yeah, you good. Yeah, VPN. Yeah, Hello. All right. So what I want the customizer salad. So I want that with, this is going to be to go. So I want tomatoes, scallions, carrots. No, not those. What are the other ones? So y'all don't have those? They're like the roasted carrots. All right. And are those dry? Yeah. Okay. So, like, they're not like chips or anything. They're actual carrots. Oh, okay. So we'll try that. Yep. So the roasted carrots gone, like permanently, or? Oh, okay. No, that's good. Okay, we'll try that. So I can get one more. Let's do corn. Yes. That's it.
And romaine,
Spinach? Yeah, spinach. No, don't put that past people hippie trippy. I can see it. Yeah. Look. Yeah, man, don't hate, man. This is the new upstart.
any
What?
mixed drink, anything else for today?
Yeah, no bread, no soup.
That's it?
Yeah. It's really not that much work. I'm not big enough to where I need a backup channel. Not for this. That's one reason why it is see on the low. A lot of y'all don't realize it.
865.
Yeah.
So you're second to straight to the stage.
Yep. Sorry.
Okay. You like your receipt?
No. No dressing.
Anything on the side?
I know that seems weird. I just get it because I'm too lazy. I'm like, look, I can cut this into 4 things and try to do better. I need to eat more vegetables. That's and on the low. That's why I like being a small. This is why I purposely depress my channel subscribers because real talk, like y'all wonder why I make these crazy names and stuff like that. If my channel is like where it's at, ain't nobody gonna feel the need to try to play those games. The purpose of my stuff was never to become this huge thing because I didn't build it like that. Dude, I'm friends with a lot of people. That Edward Anderson account is is not even my main Facebook account. I know I unfriended a couple of people over that. Thank you so much. Take care. Yeah, because one dude was talking about, yeah, man, I understand that happened, but you know what? I'm not mad because he did BGS for women. And I was like, all right, it's time to unfriend him. He already been saying like slick shit on the low anyway. And it's like, nah, man. So me being friends with somebody, you gotta remember, come on, that's Facebook. You already know what that is. So if you want to put the name in there or put it in the comment section so I can bring it up, I'll unfriend them. But BGS ain't even on Facebook like that. No, not necessarily. You just got to know how you got to know how to protect it. Because I mean, I'm gonna keep it real with you. There could be laws against shit like that. Because if you're knowingly doing that and then something happens, that's called a conspiracy to do shit. You can get sued for that. I mean, there's a lot of things that can be done. Again, a lot of motherfuckers are cowards and spineless. And then you got to really think of like literally harassing BGS like that. That's literally like saying, I'm going to harass a news reporter because they're reporting the news. Because most of what BGS says is really just pulling from articles that have already been written. And then he's giving you commentary based on that stuff and then statistics based on stuff he knows and experience. So with that being said, if you're gonna do all of that, then like that's like hampering free speech. And it's one thing a corporation doing it behind the guise of a damn terms and agreement. It's another thing you going out. That's terrorism. And I hate to use that terminology, but if you actually look up the definition of it, that's textbook what that shit is. So motherfuckers, you know, can play all they want to, but and BGS even mentioned that he didn't necessarily intend for his channel to get that large. He didn't. And then you got a lot of people, like I said, the issue that kills me is people say a lot of shit I don't like even with like the MGTOW people that I listened to before, and they were saying some real shit. And I ain't listened to them because they were talking about they hate women. I was listening to them because they would talk about where the society was going. And once they started to say some pseudo-racist shit, I didn't go, their channels need to be gone. I just stopped fucking with them. And I started letting everybody know this is what a lot of them are about when it comes down to it. And what do you hear? You hear dumb, and for the dumb motherfuckers that want to say, I'm MGTOW, man. MGTOW's philosophy, that shit. Hey, I allowed them to be able to do that dumb shit. It's stupid, but I allowed them to do it. Or not allow them, but I'm cool with them with doing it. That's their choice. And this is why I say you're accountable who do you listen to. That means it's your choice and you need to own it. But when you sit here and you listen to people that make you angry, it's the same thing with Cynthia G. Like, people will go over there, and I'm like, you go over there because you want to be mad. They call it anger porn. And I'm like, if you don't like what's being said, then why are you there? I don't like what Tone Talk says. You know my record on that. I'm not over there listening to Tone Talk. Oh, it's my job to just prove Tone. No, you're a loser. You're a fucking loser. You're a fucking loser. That's what it is. And I'm going to tell you, black people need to learn how to use that word. A loser. Not you keeping it real. You're a loser. Just like how you got women out here, women act like they can't be a loser. I got a vagina, so I can't be a loser. I got a pussy, so I can't be dusty. No, bitch, you're a loser. You are a loser. And everyone, including me, should ask themselves in the mirror, am I a loser? Am I being a loser right now? Or do I have loser tendencies that I need to correct? Because today, nobody's going to give a fuck about me but me. Or you shouldn't expect nobody to. Everybody else is just exchange of value. Every once in a while, I'll go incognito on YouTube, and I may go to like Paris's channel to see what her headlines are. I may have did that once this year, but I don't open up the videos because I can't stand to hear her mouth. I haven't done that with Chrissy in probably 3 years. And I mainly would do it to some Manosphere channels. Never done it with Taz. I did it one time with him. And then that's when I realized, oh, with these motherfuckers, I see why they do what they do. They just trying to get attention. Yell fire all the time. Other than that, I never do it. I might do it on other stuff, but I don't do that. So when you hear me speak on them, it's usually what somebody else has said, or it's usually what they said years ago. And I know they've only gotten worse as time has gone on. But a lot of dudes do that. And they make this battle. And that's one thing I didn't agree with Obsidian. Because Obsidian wants to act like he's cool now. These women need to come back to the table. It doesn't matter why. Obsidian, you could argue, Obsidian was probably one of the main ones that made it harder for a lot of these women to come back to the table. So now we're going to switch that up. And it's like, yo, when I see these changes of narratives and shit, I'm alright, man. A lot of this shit is just alright. It is a total waste of brain cells. You do better talking to women. Because here's the thing. We already know what they're going to say. I mean, women are not saying nothing new and profound. They always, even when they're trying to play to get the bag bullshit, they're always playing the same game. They're always doing the same hustle. It's obvious what they're doing now. And it's obvious it's not just like one generation. It's obvious. It's just that's what the culture is. That's what the culture is. And once you see that, they're not really saying nothing. They're honestly not saying nothing that you don't know. The only difference is you got a lot of new dudes that the biggest thing that people in the manosphere need to understand when it comes to new people coming in is you need to understand that you're not alone. And when I say you're not alone, what I'm specifically talking about is most dudes, because they ain't been nowhere, and that makes sense. They ain't been nowhere and they ain't seen nothing. They think that their reality, like their city, is either unique or that when it comes to how these women act, there's a little bit of variability, but for the most part, they all doing the same shit. It's just different flavor depending on what they have access to. A lot of this, white boys call it new waltz. Not all women are like that. The main hustle that women are going to project is they're going to say they're the exception because all of them are the exception, even though all of them are doing it. 90% of them are doing it. 90% of them are the exception. And that's a hustle because if you know, it's just like a con artist. If you know a con artist is a con artist, then nothing they say can work because it's got to be some doubt there. Okay, I know who that is as far as the Facebook. Yeah, because you got a lot of people you got a lot of losers out here where you got to really think what real issue do you have with BGS? I mean, there's a lot of people that take certain things he says as far as information and leave it. Nobody like a lot of content creators that don't agree with everything he says, even though most he says is starting to happen. So it's really not about him. It's really about your relationship with your own reality. That's really what it is. People, and when you understand black, it's the same thing with like when me and Preem go at it. Preem apparently is like 50 years old or like 49 years old. He's very much invested in his reality. Anybody that puts anything in it that counters that, it doesn't matter if it's real or not. He's not going to accept it. That has nothing to do, but that doesn't mean it's like telling somebody the world is round when they want to believe it's flat. They tried to kill people, and you see kind of how that works. So when people always talk about why is it that I'm not giving information or certain people are not giving all the information, it's because most of y'all can't handle it. That's really the truth. That's really what it is. And you got people celebrating that for what? I don't celebrate like there's people that I wish would go away, but I don't celebrate them leaving. It just is what it is. So just the fact that you put that kind of emotional energy into something that's fucking online really tells you everything you need to know about that person. It really does. It doesn't even matter if you agree with it or don't. It really tells you everything you need to know about their maturity and really proves a lot of what he said right. And then when you look at this doxing thing, like the type of energy it takes to go out and do that, because what's the purpose? To the point where, like, look, because I know how that went down. It's like you're not even dealing with the person. You're actually harassing someone else. And I'm like, to be honest with you, you're actually starting to break laws doing that. And these would be the same fools that when you see them on TV looking stupid as hell when they in court, like in a daze, like they don't even know what they did because they're in a hypnotic state. I mean, that is what it is. This is why I say 60% of motherfuckers ain't gonna make it. Oh, please. Don't get me started on that Lizzo shit. Don't get me started on that Lizzo shit. Like, first of all, I'll say this and then I gotta end this shit. Lizzo is doing damage to nobody but black women. They put, you gotta think about it. Who did they have up a while ago? Tiffany Haddish. How did Tiffany? They literally are putting up like the absolute stereotypes. And black women actually allow that shit to happen. The main people that should be trying to really damage and take out Lizzo off the fame stage really should be other black women. But what happens is black women are so desperate for attention, they accept anybody and promote anybody and don't understand that they're all being branded that way. They don't see that. So then they go with the only people that's going to listen to them, which is black men, and they try to blame it on black men. Black men did not create Lizzo. And they believe that they can shame people into wanting to be with them. That's not how it's gonna work. That's not really how shame works. Lizzo is bad. Lizzo is bad for the black female brand. Yet they the ones that's silent on that. I saw an article talking about the reason why people are mad at Lizzo because of hatred for fat black women. I'm like, I mean, it's shaming, and it shows such a lack of power. It's disgusting. It's so shit like that is so fucking pathetic. It's disgusting at this point. I'll put a video of a dude that actually was a comedian, a black comedian. He was talking about it, and it's funny because y'all should subscribe to his shit because this shit is good. He actually does comedy tours, and I think he is out of North Carolina, but he was commenting on that, and he be saying some real shit in his comments in his videos. Well, people don't care, and you got to remember, Obsidian said something about his daughter too. So a lot of these fools, this is what happens. BGS talked about his own personal family situation in order to really say, number one, in order to be transparent and open. It was no different than when I told certain content creators where I was located at and that I wasn't too far. This is like an olive branch to relationship build. I very much appreciate him doing that because I know what he was doing when he was doing it. He was trying to give the dumb niggas a lesson based on his own experience, saying, look, I'm not just a nigga talking. I got kids your age. And this is what I'm telling you based on what I told my kids. And so when he put the situation out where he said like his situation with his daughter, which is not a big, I mean, April, let's keep it real. April has put that out too. April talked about how her daughter Adriana, who has an Instagram channel with her husband, you know, how she had a kid at 19 and how she didn't talk to her daughter for a year because she did the same thing she did, and she won't act like she was so hurt about this shit, right? And luckily, you know, she got her own house, whatever. The point is, people do that. That's how you know you care about a community or an audience or whatever. You're putting out, like, because that's not something they had to put out. So that disclosure is appreciated. I knew the value of that, and there is a certain amount of vulnerability when you do that. And I'm not trying to make this about Obsidian. Obsidian took that and flipped it into some, well, your daughter did the same shit. Now keep in mind the age of Obsidian, and keep in mind the age of the dude that ended up dying to them. But it's the same kind of mentality where people have no fucking decorum about shit. They have no sense. Like, I run my mouth all the time, but I have very much of a sense of like where you can go, where you can't go. I know where my limit, not where my limits are or where I'm willing to go. That's why even with Preem, like, even though I don't see this in the same thing, but I didn't jump off the gate and say Preem, hey, I already got reparations, and Cream was not African American. I didn't shut him down immediately like that. That's why I'm glad Sigma did it, because Sigma knows Preem more than I do. But I let Preem run his mouth and say all that bullshit and try to call me out talking about where's my facts, knowing, and everybody on the panel didn't know this but me and Sigma, knowing that he was fucking full of shit when he was talking. That's the discipline. But the point is, he did that as a way to carry a lesson, saying, I know. And really the first time I heard him say that was when he was addressing Chrissy. Because he was basically saying, I got a daughter your age, so I know how y'all think. This thing about, oh, well, I'm just a random, because she was trying to accuse him of being like a random nigga, older, that don't know nothing. Like, no, chick, I got a daughter your age. So I know exactly how y'all go about doing shit. I date black. You know, he's been like this idea that he don't know or he ain't got nobody, you know, the stupid shit that they try to say in order to try to discredit somebody. And that's the first time I remember him saying it. He may have said it before, and then he mentioned it again, but it was meant to be a lesson. It wasn't meant to use that against somebody. But see, you got people that are not honorable. And you got niggas that are around niggas that's not like that. And let's be clear here, Facebook don't count. Because I got a lot of random niggas that try to put shit in my my message box that I be telling them, unless I know you like that, and y'all know who y'all are, like as far as that Edward Anderson account, you know, don't be constantly putting random shit in my message box. Because that's some fucking female shit. And if y'all listen to this right now, you've gotten a reply if you who I'm talking about. So, but people don't honor that shit. They take everything, and that's how bitches operate. Men operate with honor. Women don't. They want to do anything goes because it's about emotions. Fuck him. The difference between both of those people is he invites it. That's number one. And as far as defending him, I mean, I'm gonna say it just like this. The reason why nobody defended him is because nobody fucking likes him. That's why nobody respects him. He's a fucking those goddamn monkeys with the clappers that you press the thing, they just spinning. That's what he is. That's at the end of the day, that's why that went down like how that went down. So this bullshit about, well, nobody, because nobody fucking likes you. Nobody likes you. Nobody really likes your girl like that. Cause y'all are full of shit. All this shit that y'all have done, y'all can shut the fuck up. Y'all invite that. So that little victim bitch mentality, I don't want to hear it. So it doesn't matter. Here's the thing. Let's say the manosphere is hypocritical. The manosphere can be hypocritical. People are hypocritical at times. But that's what power's for. Because the power part is, what the fuck are you going to do about it? And the answer is nothing. Because you can do nothing. That's the difference. It's like a coon ass nigga talking about, y'all want to defend this dude, this an honorable elder, but y'all don't want to defend me. No, because you're a coon. End of. That nothing else needs to be explained. So of course he is, because he's a victim, because it's hyper masculine. He's compensating for some shit, whatever. That's my answer to that. I mean, it's not real. It depends on, again, if you're some dollar watcher, if you're somebody that, there's some of these people I've met in person. So if you're somebody that you say all these YouTubers are frauds, then I would add, my first thing to ask you is who you listening to? Because I don't listen to motherfuckers that are frauds. You know? If people say, I know you were just making a statement, so I'm not beating you up, but if people always talk about, wait, all these people are fake, and I see you subscribe to a whole bunch I go to your channel, I see you're subscribed, a whole bunch of, like in the channel section of your profile, and I see all these fake people you're subscribed to, that means you're attracted to frauds. People never ask that question. Oh, all these niggas are fuck niggas. Well, you're attracted to fuck niggas. Not you, but like women. Oh, all these bitches ain't shit. Well, you attracted to bitches ain't shit. So what does that say about you? Nobody never asked that question. No, I understand Dollar Washer, and that's why that wasn't about you. I took that because there's a lot of people that will say that. When something goes down, they always, it's the same people that talk about people fraudulent. Oh, Tone, oh, Tariq, I knew, da da da. It's like, you know how I stand by. I've had people call me and get mad at me because I stand by Tariq. Oh, you too stupid you can't be that. You too smart to do that. I'm like, what are you talking about? Because everything y'all keep saying, it's always a nigga that thinks Tommy is like Jesus. I know, I'm starting to notice that now. It's always people that they cape for other people. Like, it's like really on the low. You're caping for, it's not, so really it has nothing to do with the facts. You're just clicking it up. It's like a Duke UNC thing. You don't know how you do what you do. Because trust me, I used to fuck with boys walkies too. And then I never like ignored the fuck shit. I just basically said, okay, we're gonna see if he changes. And some of the stuff he's adjusted for the most part, he just can't get around it. So anyway, it is what it is, y'all. And it's not really. The internet has always been a hustler's market. Y'all are just new to figuring out it's a hustle. At the end of the day, you have to know how to disseminate whether the information is good and bad based on you doing your own personal learning and your personal awareness. It's like, you know, this idea, you live in a country driven by money. Your medicine, there's no area of activity that is not driven by money, primarily. Let's keep that all over real. Even nonprofits. So everything's a hustle. So this thing about like, well, the internet was something new. That was y'all falling into the game, which I don't get why you did. Anyway, this is Edward signing off. Peace.